Will that play a factor? Whereas Chris has, whenever he's been asked a question, he's managed to find the answer. And he had to do that in the last 16 and the quarters, and he made it look easy. To be fair, to clear up in a minute against Josh Kane, there were a few balls near the cushions, and he just dealt with them. And against Ronan, 6-5 down, he backed himself to make a very off-angle plant down the rail, where he was losing the match if he missed it. So yeah, he's always had that ability to do what he needs to in the moment, and that maybe gives him great stead for this final.
Well, Stevie gets the first opportunity. He's made a ball. He does have some thinking to do, though. One thing to note is a slight change. It is, as always in the finals, a race to 8 rather than 7. Match clock is still the same, but just the extra frame.
Well spotted. I hadn't realised that. You've done a few of these.
Yeah. Well, first season it chopped and changed a little bit. I think you played one that was first to 9.
Yeah, 9s were. I think I played 2 first to 9s. One against Gareth and one against Carl Morris. But yeah, of course, the one against Gareth was to be number 1. So I've been in that position talking about the rankings.
Yeah,
and it did play a factor on me. I think I knew I was going to be number 1 if I won that match. So crazy.
Well, the difference there was that was the final weekend of the year as well. So it was the Pro Series 7, wasn't it, out of 8? So obviously very.
But 8 was already done. The result was already done effectively, because they were played the other way around or something like that. Anyway, regardless, we already knew. Regardless, it wouldn't be possible to catch if I won the match.
Well, this cannon's gone wrong. So can he see anything else? He's having a look, see if he can see right centre. If not, it will be end of chance.
I think he's got a little safety, but he's going to have to develop this red and yellow and try maybe snooker play the white off the cushion back towards the red. Try and leave Chris snookered on everything. I don't know if you can see the one to right centre, but yeah, I think he's just playing the safety where he tries to leave the red where it is and uses a snookering ball. Not worked out. What has he left though? Try to pot the yellow as well as a loss of turn, but
yeah, first glance, I don't think he's left anything too obvious on.
Chris should be able to find a good safety here, whether he puts the cue ball back somewhere near where it is now. Obviously there's risk with that. Yeah, not many easy hiding places. He doesn't want to open up this top left area too much, because that is Stevie's tricky ball. Should Stevie get sighted at a pot, that one in the top left is the one to work out, but Chris could easily open that up with this shot. So the only balls he can see are those 3 guarding that red a little bit. Definitely going to use all his thinking time. There is no obvious shot. Very clever from Stevie to find a way to ask Chris the question there. Oh, could be a time foul. Oh, that was so close.
That was very close.
What a shot he's played though. They're going to check it, I believe.
Yeah, I think Stevie's asking for it to be
I
checked.
think it was okay, but it was very close.
Yeah. Patricia Murphy, our referee, is going to go and check it just to make sure it's all good. It does make a very big difference. Essentially, it's a golden chance for Stevie to win the frame if it's a time foul. If not, he's got some thinking to do.
That was very tight. I think he was okay, but again, I'm not qualified to say that from here. That sometimes there's a slight lag in the arena.
I have to say, normally I get a pretty good gut feel for whether I think it's a foul or not. I'm very much on the fence, probably as much as I ever have been for a time foul.
It really looked like he was going to time foul the way it was clocking down, but he just seemed to hit it as the buzzer.
Yeah, so our senior referee, Scott Price, has gone to the VAR system. He's currently checking it.
How on earth do they do that?
Well, this is the problem, that the VAR for the time foul is so much harder to check. So look at the... Yeah, that to me, looking at the... Obviously, we're not getting the audio of that at that time, but it looked like it was still on 1 as he hit it on the screens.
I'd say he's probably okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's sometimes there's not the same delay down to 0, is there? But that's so close. If you're going to run it off of that, then... There's not always in the shot, though, is it?
Yeah, for me, the 1 was still showing on the screen as he touched the cue ball. Obviously, we didn't get the audio there on the replay, but I think that is going to be fine. I think the referees are happy that that is fine.
Got to say, it's a phenomenal shot, given he only decided to play that with about 2 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't talked about yet.
Is
how good a shot that was in terms of he's put Stevie in some real trouble here.
It wasn't an obvious shot either, and had to be. The touch on that, you can see the 2 reds he's had to cover. Has he covered it though? What's Stevie doing here?
From the overhead we saw, I'm pretty sure he has, but
must have done. No way.
Oh, well, there you go. We thought he's in trouble.
I think he's had to kind of maybe. Well, the white wasn't spinning. He's maybe to put a fraction of right hand side on there, or bounce the cue ball slightly, has he?
Look at that. Doesn't look like it's on at all. But the time foul still makes a very real difference, because the red that's left near the break line is a problem that he has to try and get onto. So if he had cue ball in hand, he would have just put himself on that ball, and then it was going to be fairly routine.
Yeah. And does it go top right now? It only really goes bottom right if not. Realistically, without moving the yellows, he's trying to get up there now. He must go to the right corner then, top right.
Touch short,
in which
but he
case
can still
it
pot
wasn't as bad as I thought first glance. Still done well to get there, to be fair. He's obviously had this plan all along. This is what the thinking time was from Chris's shot, just making sure he could land the cue ball here as early as possible. Ideally would have been like to have been a bit higher up the table. Did he have the whole pocket?
Yeah, that's as big a wide as we've seen from Stevie Dempsey in what feels like a few months, to be honest.
Missed it thin as well. You think you'd no? That don't think there's the full pocket there. How close did you get to this yellow? Pretty close. So yeah. I don't think he has much pocket to aim at. You still rather hit the ball in the way. I hate missing the things. Well, I wouldn't have potted it anyway, you know. So I'd rather hit the ball in the way than miss it thin. I just think at least it could have been going for the pocket. But always easy to miss those.
Very good chance then for Chris Melling to get this first frame on the board.
Got to say, phenomenal shot he found. Took him a full 45 seconds and did well to find, even though he didn't actually cover everything for Stevie. Very amazing how much that overheads are. But the main thing is he didn't disturb that area, so Stevie still had to, and that obviously was tight. Yeah, just a little bit edgy from Stevie, where he looks so solid nearly every time I see him play. So I don't know if he does get a little bit more nervous for a final or not. I'm not suggesting he does, but he makes so few mistakes.
Yeah, it could be obviously the factor he's been in a number of finals and they've not all gone his way.
I mean, the two against Tom don't really count because he didn't get any chances. So you know, I know he lost those two.
Yeah, didn't get 8 chances in 2 finals, let alone 1. Unbelievable from Tom Cousins.
And then he's obviously beat Arfan Dad in the other Pro Series, and he's lost to Craig Woodingham in the Champions League. So yeah, so realistically, if he was only in 2 of those finals, then he's won 1 of them. Still amazing to keep just getting to the latter end. This format is so volatile. I know he manages the clock well, and he's really elevated his game. Shane's someone who's disappeared a little bit off the ultimate pool in terms of that. You know, like, yeah, he was right at the top, wasn't he? That first season in particular. What a break. That really is very clever how he does that.
I might be right in thinking that record I said about Chris Melling being a new player to win in every season, I think it's only Shane that can catch him with
Shane's
with that front.
Shane's won one in season 1 and 2, hasn't he? So
yeah, he has, yeah.
So he could. But Chris has already won a title this year.
He has, yeah. He won Pro Series 2 at the start of the year, beat Callum Singleton in the final.
Tom's won 1 in every year he's played. Obviously he wasn't there for season 1 as well, and has still picked up the most silverware of anybody so far with the 6 trophies. 2 of those in non-ranking events, otherwise he would be miles in front in the rankings.
First break for Chris gives Stevie an opportunity. Keep an eye on the breaks. We do think, even though that was a back and forth opening frame, I think the breaks are still going to be absolutely huge in this match.
I just see Stevie potting balls. I don't know why, because Chris has hit them fantastically well, but he's just taking a slight gamble for me with this topspin break, just that you're not quite hitting them full power. It's very, if you watch the slow motion, he actually aims below the middle, pulls the cue right back past the cushion, so right to the very back of his hand, over the edge of that cushion, if you like, and then the cue hits just above centre, but then dips down. He kind of follows through under. Hopefully we get a slow-mo of it so I can kind of describe it. But
yeah, we'll look up for that for the next break.
It's very clever how he does it. If you watch where the tip actually hits, and then almost immediately after hitting the cue ball, it kind of goes towards the bed of the cloth. So he's just timing it perfectly. Very hard to do. He must have practiced it because he's been doing it for a good season now, I suppose. This break, he's stuck with it. Occasionally he goes to the cut break.
Yeah, he will chop and change quicker than a lot of players, but I think when he turns up a tournament, he feels settled with it and sticks with it. The results are there.
Yeah, I mean, the record speaks for itself, really, and especially given that, you know, this isn't his full-time cue sport, if you like. He certainly spends as much time in China and as much time playing American pool as well as in everything, as far as those two sports are concerned. And 9-ball pool's getting bigger and bigger at the moment as well, off the back of maybe, or as well as ultimate pool getting bigger and bigger. So
yeah, the only one that he's not playing a huge amount of anymore is the snooker, but yeah, Chinese.
Even then,
American.
I wouldn't fancy playing him on that table
No,
either. So yeah, very talented to do. I mean, Tom came back from China and just said it felt like he was playing with a matchstick, which is how I've felt before coming back from China or from 9-ball. I used to play a 9-ball myself, so very hard to mix them.
John McAllister and Danielle Randall watching on. Former world champion on the Pool Pro, and of course Women's Series champion at the beginning of the year, Danielle.
When's the last woman standing? That's not far away, is it?
Yeah,
a couple
coming
of qualifiers
up.
we just had.
It's 21st, 22nd of October, I believe. Really looking forward to that. And of course Stevie will be involved in Ultimate Pool Islands Last Man Standing, which is coming up at the end of October. Really looking forward to that one.
Declan in that as well.
He is, yeah, all the top Irish stars are there. Yeah, really good event.
That would be great viewing. Oh, he's actually going down the middle now. He used to break from quite wide, didn't he? But you get these balls tracking towards the middle the way he breaks. Look, watch out for these left and right centre pockets. Oh, jaws. Oh dear. He's hit them so well.
It's as good a break as I've seen him hit all weekend long, and there's nothing dropping.
That was just, they went everywhere. Look at this. Wow. That Packers just run for cover. And look at all the balls in the top half of the table. Balls coming back down the table from the top half. And yeah, no friends, and very good chance on yellows for Chris here to re-establish his lead. Realistically, once he lands on the one on the right cushion now, as long as he's got an angle to top through, the rest are just sitting waiting. He's got enough. Just wants to get below this yellow nearest the cue ball. A little bit of right hand side on this maybe. Just a trace. There you go. And couldn't ask for a better last 4 balls than this. So yeah, bottom left, right middle, left middle, one in each pocket. And the 8-ball in the left centre, that's what he's playing. And this is just 4 stun shots. Might have to use the 8-ball here actually, it's gone a tiny bit far. Might be able to just nip it, but might push the 8-ball towards the left corner and leave it there for last now that he's come there. Yeah, wasn't his original plan, I don't think, but same difference.
Yeah, never going to be any danger of causing a problem. The quality of that layout, never really in doubt that Chris Melling would make this reverse clearance, but he'll be pleased to get the one on the board anyway. I don't see it being too much of a factor because the pool players are so used to having to go straight back out there, but it could be if we get to a tight conclusion.
Another drive for Chris, kind of going how I thought it might, but yeah, I don't think so. It is hot out there, I will say it is hot. You do need that time to cool down under those lights. Yeah, he's going to say that's not tightly racked pack, and I kind of agree with him. Bit of teapot action going on, but you see the way the cue, he aims low, pulls back, and then hits just above centre and dips down towards the cloth as soon as he's hit the cue ball. It's just, yeah, how he's perfected the timing to do that is very impressive. Stevie got a bit more work to do than Chris had, but still fairly open layout. But where they didn't explode, a lot of congestion around the triangle area.
Yeah, you get the sense that the order he picks these apart in that triangle area really important.
Yeah, balls are blocking balls, and the 8-ball is only really goes to the right centre.
Yeah, with that in mind, you almost want the one to the left of it second last ball, and the one nearest bottom right is your third last ball, but that's not that easy to work that route.
It depends how much. The one nearest the 8-ball is actually the problem, so the top left, that's the trickiest ball here to work out, and I'm not sure if the one you're talking about there to the bottom right corner, if he can leave that third last, then play the red to middle, if he can get straight enough. If not, he could actually leave that one above the 8-ball till last, clear everything else, and then that goes to either middle effectively. But that's certainly the biggest one to work out. He may just play a cannon now. He's on the natural. It's hard to avoid the cannon. But it's tricky because you're pushing either the 8-ball towards a wall of yellows. Maybe you can just play with this with right hand side and cannon that red to the top left of the 8-ball now. Push it towards the other corner. Maybe he's a bit too thin for that. You can kind of manufacture the angle with lots of right hand side, pop the red thinner, allows the side to do its magic. If he can just, he just wants to maybe nip this in, bottom right next. We can just maybe just get a soft cannon on the yellow. That's not well played, is it? Oh, actually, it's not bad. It's not, I'm sure if he was going to play that though, he'd want to be a lot closer to this. He's on the red to the left centre. He could have got better on it than this.
You feel like this just makes getting on the 8-ball a little bit tricky.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. He's going to create a bit more space though, because he's cannoning the yellow away, so there's more room, but he'll be thinking right centre for the 8-ball in 3 shots time. It's a good pot, to be fair. He has opened up a bit more room now. So yeah, actually, as long as he doesn't land dead straight, so he just passed the straight, roll this forward about a foot, and he should be able to just stun across for the 8-ball in this right centre pocket. That looks perfect. Loads of room as well. You can't snook yourself just straight across the left-hand side of the table. Even on the cushion wouldn't be the worst case. So everything for too firm, nothing for too short here. It's plumb.
Worked it all out very well indeed. Trickier than it really looked.
Yeah,
he's
made it easy.
Sort of layout you can really get yourself in a mess with.
Not as good this time. And we dry again. And the yellows are looking fairly friendly. Little bit of care to be taken, but who would have thought that? That's 5 breaks. 4 of them have been dry.
Yeah, the last 4. Breaks are drying up. Split's good though.
Probably dead straight on that one to the top right, which is not ideal. So he's trying to take yellow to the middle, which again is not ideal. So actually tricky opener for Chris here. Hence why he's used his extension, using the clock. He's not happy about either ball. Worst case, you maybe have to take a yellow and play safe. If you can't get good on the next one, try and get good. Maybe back to where the cue ball is now. Yeah, not quite. He's under hit it, so. You want to be yellows, well, I suppose now it's about 50-50, but he didn't have a choice, he couldn't see a red. Yeah, to be fair, the reds are open, so yeah, you can understand Chris's frustration there. Couldn't do a lot more. Obviously, had he landed another 6 inches further, he'd be dead straight on one to the right centre, which was plan A, but plan B was find a little safety. Does this sneak in the middle? So you can have a little dab at dropping this in dead weight. Too thick, is it?
Seriously tough pot, that one. Chris just put himself awkward on that first shot. He didn't have a great chance, to be honest, but he was hoping for better than what he left himself.
And these are the margins in pool, aren't they? Stevie had a much better chance than Chris did. They both broke dry, but Stevie's chance was much more workable. Had a chance to get going and get control of that cue, whereas Chris didn't.
This chance is as good as it gets as well for Stevie. This is very nice. Really going Stevie's way so far. Chris is just having to hold on. Yeah, although Chris has had the first chance in 2 of the frames, that one didn't really feel like a first chance. Plenty of work to do. Oh, slightly underhit it, but just about okay. Just got to work out what he's doing with the one to the bottom left. So ideally he wants to play the one closest to the middle of the table, if you like, to the left of the racking line next, and then just drop through for that. Yeah, it's perfect. Just top through for the one on the cushion, and then it's a formality from there.
Just so dangerous in these positions. Stevie just so rarely makes a mistake.
Very clinical.
Very repeatable cue action as well. There's just not a lot to go wrong with it. Points, just sort of waggles the cue around till he's ready, and then a nice flowing backswing, and just doesn't seem to be a lot to go wrong with his cue action at all.
Just been perfect all the way here. He's in great shape. Chris is a very good mentally at sort of saying, well, this is a Stevie Dempsey break, so you know I'm meant to lose this frame. Chris breaks next. The key for him is trying to find something that's going to work off his break. He needs to get the balls going in, give himself his own opportunities.
Does he give it one more topspin break, do you think?
He does change earlier than, quicker than other players, I know, but I think he should keep it in position because it's worked for him throughout the weekend so far. I always thought it'd be the case once Chris missed that ball to the middle pocket, but Stevie Dempsey makes sure of it and he gets himself in front, 3 frames to 2. This time he has success. Yeah, well, it's so stupid.
And lovely layout.
Yeah, this is nice.
So watch the cue here. Just above the middle, straight down to the cloth. Just does it on repeat, but he did slightly just flick a little bit left-hand side on that, hence the cue ball flirting with the left middle pocket as we look.
Amazing how often the miss-hit break works.
I wish I could bottle that up, but maybe I don't. But yeah, it seems to work better than when you flush them head-on, as we saw with Stevie's second break. Amazing to think the one Chris hit was successful over the one Stevie hit in that instance.
So just the one yellow, if it isn't obvious, one below the 8 ball, but plenty of room, short position or a slight cannon.
Yeah, this one frees up that short position, like you say. He'll be playing it now, I think, or the cannon. Just played the cannon, fine. Big target, ball waiting over the pocket. Probably the right move there, rather than trying for short position and messing it up. Just get the problem out the way. Needs to really nip this one. Yeah, lovely cueing. It was hard to beat that red there. Still just got to be a little bit careful. The 8 ball did go in a position where it's just made that yellow closest to the left middle slightly trickier. Might end up playing it in the bottom left corner, depending on what happens here.
Dug deep there to avoid the yellow over the pocket.
Had right hand side on that as well, to just keep the white low, so he can punch off the up the table off this one. Probably play between the 2 yellows, so he's on both of them. Just about there. Perfect. That's it, done. What a shot that is.
Chris finally makes a ball off his own break. He turns it into a frame with a break clearance. Our first break clearance in the match, actually.
3 was a fair reflection, I think. Stevie could be 4-2 up, Chris couldn't be, so. Lovely break.
Yeah, this time he'll hope for a better layout, and it looks to be just that.
Yeah. Just got to work out how he gets in and out of the red in the bottom left corner pocket that's down the table on its own, but that'll be his last ball for the 8 ball, I imagine, and just got to make sure he gets reasonable on it in an ideal world. Imagine the ball to the right centre may be his last ball before that. See how it pans out. Not really too straight on this one. Not sure if that's exactly where he wanted to be. Might have to go towards the top centre as we look, or left centre from the main view. He's sticking with this one. I think he can get close to his work for the next shot. Yeah, He's out of position a little bit, but he's okay. Just wanted to come past that, I believe, for the red he's closest to into the top right pocket. But still plenty of options here. I think he'll go right middle, then top left corner, top right corner, and down to this bottom cushion as we look. So he just doesn't want to be dead straight. He wants an angle either way. Ideally, he'd want to be low on the ball, high as we look from here, so just past the straight, just to punch down the table. The cushions can trap, so it's harder to get there than it is to get high on the red, but see him loading up the right hand side. Just plain ball. Might be a bit straight here.
Yeah, it looks simple. I think there's a big area of the table to put this in, but it's not as easy as it first looks.
Got enough angle, he can punch, probably deep screw this off the left side cushion, bit of the left hand side. There's quite a big window to get down the table there. He's got other options. He could top it off one cushion, but easy to leave that short and leave yourself snookered. So prefer to use the left cushion with deep screw. I think that's what he's playing. Yeah, perfect. Very nicely struck. Effortless as well. Hardly hit that. Hardly pulled the cue back. To be fair, just punched it in and off it fizzed. Exactly where you'd put it ball in hand, really. Just use the yellow as a little bumper and 8 ball in the right centre.
He's okay, but he's just going to make sure.
Just fine. If that goes a roll further, it's a bit smelly. I think this is comfortable. You see, it's just making sure. It's not 100 out of 100 in theory. You just don't want to kick or anything. Yeah, fine.
Just made sure of it, that was all.
I'm very good at managing the clock, so both masters of it, hence why they've been so successful. And, he's given them the stare. I mean, he didn't hit it great, in all fairness. He didn't nearly track towards that centre again, but this made 2 balls this last time we did this. Not this time.
Yeah, they explode everywhere as well. And a great chance for Stevie Dempsey. Opportunity just to have a tiniest bit of separation here and the break to follow. Could be big moments in the match.
A little bit to work out. I think it's got to be red, really. But the first red, you can only really pot 1. It's just a bit thin. Cue balls drifting up towards those 3 reds, close together at the top of the table. So try and maybe nip this towards the yellow, to use the yellow as a holder. He's helping to move those reds. Yeah, and he's hit that so good.
Really barely hit it again, really allowed that spin to grip and grab and get the cannon, and he's in perfect position.
A lot harder shot than that looks. You have to time it perfectly. You can really decel on those, and it just effortlessly, it's almost like the white was being told you're going over there.
If only.
It's a perfect football cannon as played, so just to slightly overhit that one. Just wanted to be half the distance away from the cushion. Just means you're going to have to drop this in dead weight or come across towards the right middle, one or the other. I think he's going for dead weight. Didn't like it.
Wow.
I didn't like it. It's a risk you take. I did not like that shot. I thought he should have just took his medicine and punched out to the middle of the table. Look how many balls he'd be on. Didn't need to. He should have rerouted there. I mean, you still expect that to drop, but it did hit the near cushion.
Yeah, ounce more pace in it. It does drop, even hitting that, brushing the near jaw. But yeah, it's could be a big moment. Chris has got to try and make it one.
Yeah, it's not like if you have to play a shot, you have to play a shot. But he had other options. I mean, yes, if you stun across, you bring the right middle into play. But I'd rather that than leave a ball short like that. So Chris so good at attacking his work early. This is not an easy finish. He will be going game.
Hasn't landed perfectly here either. Obvious big problems, the one nearest the top left-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, I'd love to leave this ball here for when he develops that, because this would be a ball he could land on. There's not really anything he's going to be able to land on developing that ball you mentioned. Oh, he's missed this.
Come on, Stevie. Come on, Stevie. Play, Stevie.
Frustration. Don't get much of a reaction from Chris, but there was a bit there. So a bit disappointed with himself. Wasn't an easy chance.
Second bite of the cherry then for Stevie Dempsey. And it's another very good one. No damage has been done by letting Chris to the table.
You called it. The cannon just didn't work out as friendly as he'd have liked it to, and it's just one of those where it was always going to be tough to deal with that top left corner of the table, and sometimes that can make you miss, just thinking how am I going to, the unknown of how am I going to deal with that. Because there wasn't an obvious way really where he'd be guaranteed to be on a ball, and then he didn't get that far, and it's amazing how many times that happens in pool. Stevie's maybe come a bit straight here, otherwise I think he'd have played this already, so ideally he'd like to be straight on the one to bottom left next. He can't get there, so he's just deciding what the best plan of action is. Just pinch the pocket. And, a little bit of a shot to play here. I think he wants to just play one cushion, so this red to the bottom left next, stun off the right hand side cushion as we look, land somewhere in the triangle area is what he's planning. A little bit of screw and left hand side on this. There you see the side, and that's perfect. As you see, punch across now, just into the left half of the table where he's pointing his cue. Yeah, that's a lovely controlled shot from Stevie there. It's ball in hand, perfect.
Oh, was he short?
He's fine.
I don't know if he is. He stopped in his tracks.
I mean, there was anything for too far there, nothing for, oh, he is too short. Wow, this is two mistakes in a frame. No, I don't think he can bend it. I don't think he's got enough. He's going to try, but I just don't think this is really on.
You see Chris jump up for a look as well.
Yeah, it wasn't on, really. I mean, you had to get so close to the yellow for that to work. There wasn't any margin.
So much margin of error on the previous shot, though, to go long and still be fine.
There was a rare deceleration from Stevie. Said there wasn't a lot to go wrong with his cue action, but it, let him down there. What a disappointing frame. He's had two very good chances, and he won't believe he's not taken them. If Chris can punish him here, then wow, all bets are off. Chris has only potted off one break and a 4. And he's going to be 4-all. He'd be delighted with that. He's not really done a lot wrong, to be fair. Just a couple of quarter chances missed. I wouldn't even call them half chances. He had work to do on both.
You just get a sense come back at the end of this match. Frame 8 may be a big one.
It is a big frame, this. So Stevie will want to regain the momentum or get away from him quickly. So Stevie to break next. But yeah, it will hurt, and I just think that it might start playing on his mind. Am I just not going to win many finals? I don't know.
Yeah, we're back all square. Opportunity, and a one that should have been taken, you have to say, for Stevie Dempsey to go 2 clear and have the next break.
I need some of what he's drinking.
Yeah. And Tom Cousins has been on the run of all runs, and Stevie's right on his heels.
Good break. Good break. Nearly a golden break, don't they count? Oh, wow. Well, there is actually some work still. Reds, a couple have just one on the left-hand side and one on the right-hand side of the table. It's gone a bit awkward. I think he has to go reds. First glance. No, maybe not. It depends if that yellow near the bulk line passes to the top right. Yeah, actually quite a tricky layout. This is often what happens. Not quite, yeah. It's definitely gettable, but there's just a bit fiddly, this one.
Yeah, this is trickier than the one he's just missed by considerable margin.
Well, he's just missed twice.
Yeah, twice, yes.
There's a bit of pressure on this. I could do something a bit easier here. Obviously got a plan here. He can't have the full pocket. I'm quite sure, I can't tell from my camera angle, but can he do much with the cue ball, or does he have to drop this in? Looks like he's got most of the pocket there from the overhead. Maybe just thinking top into this one at the same time. That's a good shot. He didn't have the full pocket. He played that with a lot of right hand side there just to spin the cue ball up the table a bit. I'm not sure if he was trying to land on the double. quite a big pocket for the double with the 8 ball there, and moving it would be great as well because it would free the pocket for the other awkward red. That plan hasn't worked out, so I don't think this is the ball he ideally wanted to play next. This was his backup ball. So he's going to have a tester down the cushion, I think. And even then, his last couple of balls, or certainly his last ball, is going to be tricky after that. Plenty of work to do, and he's now opened up all of the yellows, bar one, I guess. Even the 2 tied together go to the bottom right corner, or you could, a couple of balls you could use to nudge into those. So he's playing the double now. So nice. He's just gone a bit too far. He'd love to have gone further or less. He's kind of on the halfway line. I think he's got to place with top left-hand side 2 cushions, but it's very hard to get good on his last ball down the cushion with this. He'd like to have just been able to punch across off one. Or maybe he's going to force it off one. Oh, lovely shot.
Played to perfection.
Just potted that in the thin side of the pocket. And yeah, fantastic. Amazing how much action he's got now. He was kind of just off straight, and made it like a half ball shot, didn't he? Very nice finish, especially given what happened in the last frame.
Yeah, the response to huge disappointment coming up short, getting on the 8 ball. Comfortable cutback. He's just, as he has done earlier on in the match, just making sure, steadying himself.
Is he on the slide, just dropping a few seconds off the match clock? Cheekily. No, this is quite thin actually.
He was fine. And a lovely response for Stevie. Back in front, 5 frames to 4.
Wow, hammer. Wow.
What an explosion that was.
Like buses. I think reds are, I think both are nice, to be honest. I didn't quite catch where everything landed, but it's just a wide open table water break. And he still didn't catch it flush. Yeah, I mean, you could go either colour set, but the reds are definitely easier. If someone said you clear up yellows, I'm sure you'd give it a good go. One at the top of the table is a bit stuck between those 2 reds. All the reds have a pocket. All the reds are near a pocket, really. I mean,
yeah, there's not too much work here. He's just trying to decide which way round he wants to go about mopping them up.
we're up to 50% successful breaks now anyway. 10 breaks. Stevie's had 3 successful, and Chris has had 2.
Ramping up. I think it's only the one Stevie Dempsey break at the very first frame where, when they've been successful, they've not made the clearance to go with it.
Yeah, relentless, isn't it? Relentless. Just makes so few mistakes. I know Stevie has probably made 3 in this match, which is a high number for him. But obviously 2 in the 1 frame is not as frustrating. But yeah, for me, Chris is 2. If you like, times when he's had his hand on the table but hasn't won the frame, he really has been way far behind in the frame when he's got to the table, or in a tricky spot where he's had to take the worst colour set. So he wouldn't want to leave the one over the top left till last, ideally. The top right would ideally be your last ball. He's going this way. I'm not sure if he's going to try and get somewhere near the left middle with this shot now, or is that yellow just below and to the left of that ball is right now? Yeah, so he's going to go towards the left corner, left middle pocket here and get out that way. So find a gap between the 2 yellows, just about. He's gone a bit far, but he's fine. Flirted very close to those yellows. Perfect.
And we're back all square. This one really is building. Fascinating final 13 minutes left in the match.
Flushed it. Always looked dry for some reason, but he left it smelly. This is going to be an interesting frame. This is a big frame. We're going to be in the 15-second shot clock, the last 10 minutes of the match after this frame. So I see this frame lasting more than 3 minutes. Not a lot for Chris to go out here, and maybe it's written on for Stevie, because when you break dry and you hit them well, you expect to leave a better chance than this. And this twice he's kind of got away with a dry break where he's not left Chris much to go at. I mean, he could play the red and split the red and yellow up that are in that bulk area first shot, but then he's still got that one problem near the 8 ball.
If there is a way, you just know that Chris will try and find it.
He's given it the look that that's not how he wanted that to come out, but he's developed one problem, one more big problem to deal with. Still not an easy finish even if he deals with that, but one major problem. Not an obvious way to deal with it. This was technically one of his other problem balls, so he's forced away onto it now.
I think the one above the 8 ball would double left centre rather than having to play a cannon.
Just a bit low for being a comfortable double. I think maybe there is a chance that yellow near it is in the way. I think you're right. I think it does double. I wouldn't want to be playing it. Just anything below the sort of top spot, anything below the bottom half of that cushion where it is, it's just trickier to judge. Anything above that halfway line on the cushion, if you like, is a lot easier to judge.
Also no guarantees to land nicely on it.
There is a short position option to the bottom left corner. I'm not sure if he's got the angle now to just naturally float down there. Nope. He's looking at multiple cushions. He's looking at... yeah, so... even Chris Melling, this is going to be impressive. So he's trying to move, he's going to move the yellow nearest this red now, I think. Oh, no, he's changed mine again. This isn't what he was looking at. Yeah, I thought we could get short position then. Does it go to the centre? No. It's right on the halfway line. I thought he had that angle. I'm not sure what he was looking at. Yeah, I suppose he was looking at the next shot afterwards with having to go around the angles. Does this go to the centre?
This is... oh, he's going up the table.
Yeah, 3 rails. So I missed that red on the yellow on the left cushion. See that little bit of cushion showing? That's where he needs to hit. Pot's enough of a challenge. Oh, what a shot this is. Oh, that's gone as bad as it could. Well, we'll find out if it doubles now.
If he'd just caught a ball, hit that red, it would have just popped it on for the middle pocket and it'd been on both balls.
What a little shot that was. To get so close to other balls. Well, time for a bit of Melling magic. So many times we've seen him get his way out of these type of positions. Can he do it again? What's he looking at here? 2 cushions, bottom left. 2 cushions, bottom or left middle. Don't know. Hit the middle of the cushion, so I'm not too sure. But
yeah, not one of Chris's finest, but you always get a little bit excited when he gets himself in those positions because you never know what he could come up with. But it's a chance that gets away.
Yeah, and I think Stevie can count himself lucky that the break left it that tricky, really, and we are well in the 15 seconds now. This frame's still probably got at least a couple of minutes life left in it. We may only see 2 more frames after this, so this could be a race to 7 rather than a race to 8.
Not the simplest counter clearance, but one you always expect someone like Stevie to be able to make. Just got to be careful with the 2 together at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, it isn't easy, and at 15 seconds short, and it's the first time Stevie's had that shot pocket. Oh, that flirter was staying out. The plant isn't nice, so you'd want to be low really on this, so you don't have to play it too firm. So if he leaves the white where that yellow is, he's potting next. The white ball doesn't come out, so he wants to top through, I think. Nice. Yeah, maybe it does then, but I think playing this now, the cue ball's got to stay near the bottom cushion unless he deep screws it.
But if he does pull it back and maybe play on the one to the top left, then he's not leaving a red on if it doesn't go to plan.
That's true. Yeah, and this yellow's going to fly up the cushion though.
He played it slowly, really backed himself to make it in a controlled way. Nicely done.
Brilliant shot. He really had to soft squeeze. We've played a couple of those where he's had to really bite the cue ball. Very impressive. That was not as easy as he made that shot look. will really be hoping for a successful break next. Chalking this one up to Stevie. Can't see a mistake from here. So 6-5. Seven minutes 20 left probably by the time the cue ball stops.
Yep, good counter clearance in the end then for Stevie Dempsey. Job done. Back in front.
Slightly tilted to the right.
Looks okay to me. Could be my eyes.
Wasn't much, but oh wow, really, really. He's hitting well.
It's another dry break for Chris Melling. When he makes a ball, he makes the clearance. Just can't get a ball enough. Big cheer then from the crowd for Stevie to try and find something here, but this is far from a good chance.
They do support each other well, the Irish, don't they?
Yeah, really good.
Don't get the same from us this side of the pond. For once, Stevie's got some work to do off Chris's break, but he's a great first shot. There was a lot of distance between those balls. Would have loved an angle now to deal with his other problem, that red, well, those two yellows. Don't think he can do anything with it here. The three reds together in the middle of the table aren't that easy to work out either. Doesn't want to be hampered here. He's just stopped in time to give him some access to the middle of the cue ball. He's going to have to play a developing shot, is he? Or is he? Oh, he's got the plant. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, it would have been the plant then, the developing shot, but plant doesn't drop.
That's the toughest chance Stevie's had yet, I think, though, in all honesty. The sort of chances Chris has been getting all match.
Stevie's missed early in his chance, making it a difficult layout for Chris Melling still. That hasn't helped.
Bit ambitious first shot, but obviously wanted to miss that yellow near the bill, and the 15 seconds has really kicked in. Not much time to think. Even Chris is one of the quickest players out there, and is oh, what a shot! What a shot! A bit unlucky.
That's so good. Developing and the double.
That yellow's gone about to the most awkward spot on the table. Stevie's shaking his head. This is still so awkward from here for Chris. Very good shot. He's really trying to do that, push the red to the cushion. If he catches the yellow and puts the yellow on the cushion, he's in a world of trouble. So, very good shot. That yellow must sneak in the right middle. He doesn't seem concerned with it. The last ball I'm talking. Oh no! Oh no! Oh wow!
Delicate. They're always delicate in the middle. You just don't expect players to miss them. They're not that easy. But you get a feel with 4 minutes 35 left. This is an opportunity for Stevie to break the back of this match, create a 2-frame separation, have the next break, really control the clock here.
Well, there's a good minute to come off the clock. There's going to be 3 minutes left by the time Stevie finishes this visit.
Which makes you feel 2 frames in front of you, makes the ball off the next break. It's not done, but he's controlling.
And he used the whole clock. And he's very good at that, and with the cue ball running time as well, I'm making about 3 minutes left. Good 2 or 3 seconds of movement on the cue ball there. Just eats a bit more clock. See the clock restart now. So we're etching towards these 50 seconds will get used in these next 3 shots. Down to 3 minutes roughly. Chris will need the next 2 chances really, and even then he can probably only force a 6-red shootout at best. Should he even get those opportunities?
Simple enough 8-ball. Clench of the fist as well. Stevie knows how big this is. He's going to wait for the full allotment of time here. Every second to his advantage.
Even tops the cue ball through just to take another couple of seconds off. If he doesn't make a ball, you never know.
Nothing dropping, nothing dropping.
He's got one.
Oh, it's going to go, and look at the layout for him. It's very good.
It's good to manage the clock. It's not necessarily the easiest finish, but he can take all the time out of the match here. If Chris does come back to the table, there'll be a minute remaining, and he'll have to win 2 frames.
Stevie was riding it there, focusing on that ball the whole way. Yeah, there's a slight problem at the bottom.
Stevie's just going to pot out, surely.
Yeah, he's going to go for reds because of the problem at the bottom and the right-hand side. And he'll be disappointed, I think, they didn't get the cannon on the yellow there.
I think he wanted to come down for these 2 to the middle.
Do you think? I think he was trying to hit the yellow full, but
he would have been straight, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he played this. Obviously wanted to come a bit further down the table.
So obviously the 2 on the right-hand side are slowing him down in terms of the clearance, but this is about using the clock up. He's
got to drift up to the top cushion now, unless this bottom red goes. I'm not sure if it does. If it's got to play the top red, he just needs to float to the top cushion, then play the cannon. And depending how this comes out, this is it. If he lands on a ball here, Chris hasn't then got enough time to clear up twice. So if this doesn't come out, Chris will have about 1 minute and 15 seconds to try and make 2 clearances. And he's fine, yeah, that's the match. Even if Stevie misses, I just don't think Chris has really got enough time. Because yellows aren't easy anyway, but yeah, you can't see Stevie missing.
Stevie just isn't missing.
This is
still got the
done.
one on the right-hand side, but every second is like torture for Chris Melling, who needs 2 clearances, remember. No golden breaks in play.
This is the victory lap you called it, Simon. And it'll just be a safety now. I don't think he'll do anything silly. He won't try and get this red moving towards a pocket. Won't risk potting the 8 ball. Just let the cue ball run a little bit. Chris does not have enough time. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
The treble for good measure.
What a shot. He didn't need to do that, but...
Is he on the 8 ball to sign off in
catching the yellow
style?
on the way through. Just play the treble. Play the treble to the right middle. There's no point risking it if it's tight. If you glaze that yellow on the way through, yeah, that's fine. It's done. Look at the way he's put the cue ball as well. There's only 20 seconds left. Chris can't clear up twice, but Stevie's still making sure.
Yeah, amazing. Always thinking out there for Stevie. No thoughts of knocking that 8 ball in, but he will get to 8. Chris Melling knocks the 8 ball in, and the hammer has done it again. Stevie Dempsey with his 2nd Pro Series title. We did it last time we were here in Blackpool. He has done it again. The Irishman is flying at the moment. Presentation on the way. Your champion, Stevie Dempsey.